What is going on, everyone? It is the Draft Nerd, but as you know now, I just do a bunch of Hornets content. I've been doing a bunch of Hornets content since yesterday, doing a lot of videos, but today had to be the worst day for me to travel and get married just because of the fact that I missed the news of who the Hornets got as their new head coach. Now, it is Steve Clifford. That is the problem. We were hoping anybody, but Steve Clifford was literally the last person we thought it would be until maybe yesterday. I think that's when rumors started coming around that it could be Steve Clifford. Initial reaction, I don't really know how I feel about it. One thing about Steve Clifford is that the reason he left Charlotte in the first place, he was fired from Charlotte, is because he had a really bad team, and then they were kind of about to go into a rebuild, and he didn't want to be around for the rebuild, and the Hornets didn't really want him around for a rebuild. So he has a bad thing with playing younger players. So obviously using him during a rebuild would not have worked. Now the issue with this is that the Hornets are still a young team, so it's still going to be some James Borrego-ish stuff going around where he may not play rookies that much or young players that much. But I will say, I think at this point he does have to play Mark Williams because that's like the only capable center that the Hornets have, at least for a fact right now, that we know is going to be on the roster. And then, so that's going to be like an issue. However, what I feel about Steve Clifford is that I know that for a fact he's going to bring it on defense. He's definitely going to draw up a really good defense and have his team playing hard. He is an older guy, and we know how the Hornets are. We know how the personalities are, so I don't know how that's going to mesh well together. But I mean, professionals are professional for a reason, so they're probably going to find a way to figure it out. Offense is going to handle itself. I truly believe that Steve Clifford will see the potential in Melo and let Melo have the keys to the offense and have the offense take care of itself, just because of the fact that everybody on the team is so offensive, and especially they're offensively gifted. So I do feel like he may just let them do their thing on offense. I do feel like the pace may be a little slower. I don't think it's going to be half-court offense, but I don't think they're going to be running up and down the court with Steve Clifford unless he just changes it up. But one thing I really enjoy about Steve Clifford is that he has his teams play hard. He had a bad team in Orlando with the Magic, and he had them play hard. He had a bad team when Kemba was here. It was like Kemba and Al Jefferson. But he had Jeremy Lin, Courtney Lee, players like that playing hard for the Hornets. So I think that he can get the same out of this group. I think he'll be able to just have them play hard, and that sometimes we see that a lot. They just didn't play hard. I think he can really get them to play hard depending on his approach. But overall, that's kind of the good stuff. The bad stuff is just that they fired him once already. So it's just kind of like, why bring him back? Why bring him back when you had Borrego replace him and then you bring him right back? I don't know. But I do feel like this is a sign for more veteranship on the team. Because, like I said, because Steve Clifford doesn't like to play rookies. He doesn't like to play younger players. So this might be a sign that they are looking to have more veterans. Now, I also saw a report that Gordon Hayward may not be traded, which that sucks. But at the same time, it could just be teams just need to see if he's healthy. So there's not much people who are willing to trade for him. Or it could be a smokescreen. We know that anything during the offseason could be a smokescreen. But I think that Gordon Hayward staying is a testament to Steve Clifford. He gets to have that one, really seasoned veteran. Whether or not Gordon Hayward will be healthy enough to be a seasoned veteran, I don't know. But I do feel like if they keep in Gordon Hayward, they want to give Steve Clifford his chance by, all right, here you go. Here's a veteran. Now, I don't like the pickup, but I can see the bright side. I can see him having the Hornets play hard. And that, if you watch any of the games, you know that at times that's what they struggle with the most. It wasn't talent, and even at times it wasn't even center. It was just the lack of effort. And one thing Steve Clifford is going to have you do is play with effort. Like I said, I do not like the decision. I wish it was Mike D'Antoni. I wish they gave Kenny Atkinson what he asked for before he backed out, even though I still feel like he may have still backed out. But I just wish it was literally anybody else. But I can see the silver lining with Steve Clifford. This is not me giving him a pass. This is me just being someone who talks about basketball on the internet. I can be upset, and I am, but I don't run the team. So I got to let them do their thing, and just hopefully it pans out. But I am not happy with the decision. If saying I was disappointed would be an understatement in the decision. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping, you know, you can get guys like Miles and Melo to jump on board, because that's really what's going to matter in the end, is that Miles and Melo jump on board. If Miles and Melo jump on board and then Steve Clifford can have this team play defense, then we all look crazy for not liking this, because that's what's going to matter the most. If Steve Clifford can get Miles and Melo to buy in and then have the whole team play defense, if those two things happen, the Hornets will make the playoffs without having to go through the play-in, and I feel like that's what we all want at this point. So I think he can make it happen, just because seeing what he's done. That team he had in Charlotte before was horrendous. So the fact that he got them to the playoffs and almost got them to the second round is amazing. He was coaching toe-to-toe with Eric Spoelstra, who we all know is one of the better coaches in the NBA. Granted, that Heat team wasn't the best either, but like I said, that Hornets team was abysmal. You had an old Al Jefferson, and like I said, you had Courtney Lee, Jeremy Lin, Marco Bellinelli, I think, was on there. And just guys like that. So it just really wasn't the best. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, it just wasn't the best of a team. So I am very hopeful that this team is a lot better. I hope that just because they hired Steve Clifford, they don't think they have these other roster issues. I hope they really go out there and try to fix the roster. With Steve Clifford, I can tell you 1,000% that they're definitely going to be bringing in a lot of defense. Because I don't care how good Steve Clifford is, I don't care how good any coach is, they're not going to be able to take a bunch of offensive players and make them play defense. So one thing about this decision is that they're definitely going to revamp the roster in some way. It might just be the bench, but there's going to be a lot more defensive players on this team, and that might be a good thing, because like I said, we've seen Kelly Oubre carry games, we've seen Terry Rozier carry games, we've seen LaMelo carry games, we've seen Miles carry games. So, and even when healthy, we've seen Gordon Hayward carry games. So between those five, if you have two of them not play well, you have three that do, and then you play defense on top of that, there's a chance to win. Like I said, I'm talking to convince myself, but I'm not happy about this. I don't think that I'm trying to cover up for the ineptitude of the Hornets front office, because I'm not. I'm just trying to find a silver lining, because what's the point of watching 82 games mad the whole time? It just makes you not even want to watch basketball. But anyway, that's it. Steve Clifford is the coach. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal location. Like I said, I just got married and we're traveling and things like that. So shout out to my wife for understanding that, hey, I had to record this video. But anyway, I will give more in-depth analysis about just what is going on, any news between now and then when I get back. But you can expect videos of me just kind of giving over-the-top synopsis of what's going on and how I feel about it, because those are easy to me to just, boom, turn on the camera, initial reaction, edit, upload. So I'll definitely be doing that while I'm gone, but don't expect any real analysis about anything that the Hornets do until I get back. But thank you so much for understanding. Thank you for watching, and pray for the Hornets organization. I have hope, because I have hope just because of the fact that there are things that can align and it will make this team better. But it's one of them situations where everything has to go perfect, and we all know that perfect doesn't happen too often. So I'm skeptical but hopeful at the same time, because if it all works, this team can be really good. This team can be really good. And I'm not even just talking next year. I'm really thinking about maybe this upcoming season. I'm talking about the year after that and the year after that. That's where you can really see the potential of this marriage between the coach and the team. If they really buy in 2 years, this team could be dangerous with the right personnel as well. So I just hope it works out. But like I said, everything has to go perfect. I hope I'm wrong, because like I said, I do not like the decision. I'm just trying to find a silver lining, because who wants to watch basketball and you watch your favorite team and just be upset every game? It's just not worth it. So I'm just trying to find the good. But throughout the season, I know I'm going to be yelling at TV a lot and blaming the coach a lot, but it is what it is. But for right now, we just got to look at the silver lining. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next news. Hopefully the news isn't bad, like the Gordon Hayward not being traded. That's kind of bad. But anyway, I'll catch you next time. Peace.